Hey guys, welcome to Technical Jyoti. In today's video, we are going to set up the plugin development environment for IBM RTC or CCM. I'm going to guide you for the steps which needs to be followed for plugin development environment. I have already installed in my machine as it is very lengthy process, but we will going to look it from the workshop document. So let's get started. I have opened the workshop document. I will also going to share this document with you all. So basically there are two steps ways to set up the plugin development environment. First one, install plugin development environment on top of existing IBM ELM or CCM application. And second, install new CCM application and then plugin development environment. So this document will explain you all the steps from starting. That means it will include all the steps for installing CCM application also. I have followed the first way as CCM was already installed in my machine, and I have also created a video on this, so you can follow the my first video on installing IBM ELM application. So for installing plugin development environment, firstly we need to follow the lab 1. So let's get started with it. Just go down. So these are some prerequisites. So first of all, you need to create this kind of folder structures. I have already created. I can show you that also. So you can see here I have created one IBM ELM folder. Inside that, documents, downloads and install. So same way you also need to follow the steps. So install folder will be containing all the installation. Same way workspace also you need to create folder for your workspace. And then download. You can keep all your downloads inside the downloads folder. So firstly you need to install the environment, like this all these application which is needed to install, right? So for that you can follow the jars.net website, this one jars.net. Just log into jars.net and from here downloads, go to downloads, products, engineering workflow management. So I have installed for the 7.02. You can also install for the same, and then click on all downloads. Here right now today this is not available for downloading, but you can check for other version. So I've installed it because I am already having all the software in my machine, so I did not face this kind of issue. So first of all, what you need, license, 10 developer license. You will get it from jars.net. Same for plain Java client library and API documentation. This also you will get it from jars.net. The first one, the jars team server and CCM application. This is not required if you have already installed the IBM CCM in your machine. Next, P2 install repository is only required when you are installing with the external Eclipse other than IBM ELM. So then that time you require this P2 install repository. So I have not installed P2 install repository for right now for this video. I am using the by default Eclipse client which is provided by IBM ELM. The next one, Session Team Consult SDK and Server SDK. This is required for you, either in whichever way you want to install, but these are mandatory. Same way, Client SDK and Server SDK. So this launcher is also required. You can go to this URL and from there you can download this launcher. So once you have downloaded, all the structure will be visible to you. You can keep all the downloads inside this. So I will also show you my download folder. So I have all the application install. I have downloaded all the required application which is required for this installation, like workshop setup, launcher, then CCM applications, SDK, client SDK, server SDK, Eclipse, all this. Now next, this is you need to follow if you have not installed CCM application, I have already installed it, so I'm not going to follow this. This install team cassette, this folder you need to create it. Here you need to put your Eclipse inside this folder, and inside it you can put your launcher, that too in drop-ins folder. So currently I'm not using Eclipse client, external Eclipse client. So if you want, I will show you how to do it for the IBM Eclipse, right? So what happened earlier, this folder drop-in folder was not present. It will not present for IBM Eclipse client. So you need to create this folder drop-ins, and inside it you can paste this launcher. But if you are doing it from Eclipse, like external Eclipse, then this drop-ins folder will be available to you. You can directly paste this launcher inside that. So if you want, I can show you that as well. So here I have created team console inside that, but this currently I have not used this. But in this way, it will already available drop-ins folder. You can paste it here. So now next step, you need to unzip this, which we have downloaded, like SDK server and client server. See here it is showing different version. We are not having the workshop document for, currently I'm not having the workshop document for 7.02. So I have followed the 6.03 workshop document only. So you need to like install this, download the RTC SD client for 7.02, for which you have installed the CCM application. You will get it from here. If you go down, this one you can see client SDK and server SDK. Currently it is showing all coming soon, but it was earlier available. Now similarly, you need to unzip this plain Java API. You need to create the folder. So I will show you how to create. Once you have downloaded this plain Java client libraries, Java doc from here. See this one. You can see plain Java client libraries and plain Java client libraries API documentation. This one. These two you need to download it, and you need to keep inside one folder. I have created it as a plain Java API as a folder, and I have kept all the content inside it. So in this way you need to unzip it. So all the content will be available here. Now we need to install the workshop setup. So for that, so I can show you the workshop setup also. I have installed it. This is workshop setup. This I will explain these steps afterwards. So this is now the next step is P2 repository, to install P2 repository. I'm skipping this step because I'm not using the external Eclipse client. So you can follow if you are using the external Eclipse client. So this will going to follow for this Eclipse also, like IBM Eclipse also. First of all, we need to set up this path, that is where you have installed the IBM CCM application, that parts. So that this RTC server, like JRE, it will going to take up the JRE from this RTC server. Then show locations, and these three things you need to put. So I can show you. Go to Eclipse INI. So I have also followed the steps. So you can copy paste the folder path, right, in the same way. Here I'll show location, and then there's three things I have added. Now next, for P2 repository, this is not required as of now, but you need to create this inside the workspace, you just create one workspace folder inside a dev1 and server with this kind of structure. So I can show you, I have also created it. I have created one workspace. Here you can see dev1 and then server ws. So in this way you need to create the structure for workspace. Follow the same steps, and then you need to install new software. This is I'm skipping because it is for P2 repository. I'm not using it. I have not used it actually. Now to set up the RTC development server, first step, wherever you have installed the GTS server, just go to that and open the server startup.bat file. So I have installed it in IBM, inside IBM ELM folder. Go inside installs and then just in server. Then server startup.bat file, open with Notepad++. Now you can search for this line. Yeah, this one. After that you can put the commands, lines, whichever is mentioned over here. All these three. See, it is also available in my machine. This is for debugging. So it is required for remote debugging. Now next, say as per the steps, you need to run the server startup.bat file. And you need to observe afterwards whether the one which you have added, it is still available or not after install, after running also. Now you can set up the environment, like for GTS setup, like once we install, so we need to do some configurations. So you can follow all these configuration steps. You can follow my first video for this. It is almost similar. So I'm skipping this. Now next one is workshop setup. So here, what you need to do, just open the batch file in the Notepad++ and just replace the user ID and password as per your application. So if you are following the same document, so my admin will work because it is containing the user ID as same. But you have already installed, if you have already installed CCM application, then use a user ID which is available for you. So I can show you mine also. See here. This is the GTS server path, plain Java API wherever we have kept it, and then this location, and then user ID and password. And once you have done it, just what you need to do it, just double click on it, so it will going to start. So once it will run, what will happen in your CCM application, one project area will be automatically get created, that is RTC extension. So it is just linking between your Eclipse to this CCM application. I will show you, just a second, it is still loading. Okay, no problem, we'll move to next step. Make sure there will be no, while running this workshop setup, there should be not any error message. You should not get any kind of error message. Now you need to follow this art setup SDK. So you need to open your Eclipse from this path where you have kept your Eclipse type inside the consent folder. I have not kept this Eclipse client like IBM Eclipse inside Team Consult. I've kept external Eclipse. I've kept IBM Eclipse over here. So it's your wish wherever you have to keep it. but better to follow the same structure. Now you need to follow the steps like window preferences, and then you need to select the UTF-8. So for this I can show you how to do it. I will close this web browser. From here you can go window preferences, general, inside workspace, UTF, this text file encoding is UTF-8. Now we need to create a target platform. So window preferences, and then inside plugin development environment we need to select target platform. So just go here, window preferences, you need to select the plugin development environment. Inside this target platform, as initially it will not available RTC server SDK. So once we will perform the steps which is mentioned below, then it will be active. We need to select this one. So for that you need to follow the following steps. You need to select this option. This option will come only when you click on this one. I have already done the steps, so I'm not going to repeat it the same, but you can follow the same steps. You can name it as RTC server SDK, and then you need to click on installation. And here you need to browse the location, RTC server SDK. So this is the location. We have also created the folder right at the starting only. You can see here install RTC server SDK. This folder needs to be created, and you need to browse those paths so that the subsequent folder which you just observed, right, it will get created automatically. And then you need to select this RTC server SDK active. Now we need to change the perspective. So open perspective and plugin development environment. So we are already in plugin development environment. I will close this. You can change the perspective from here. Suppose I'm selecting the work item perspective. So you will be able to see all the work item related informations. Now you can change it to plugin development environment. Select this plugin development. Click on OK. So here you can see Project Explorer and plugins. For the next step, you need to select all. Just press on this Control A and then click on Add to Java Search. So here I'm not getting the Add to Java Search option just because I've already added it to Java Search. So that's why it is giving you option as remove from Java Search. Select the same steps they are performing. See here, Add to Java Search. Now we are finalizing the setup of server SDK. You need to open your Eclipse workspace with this path, right? Dev1 server WS. So we have already created inside install workspace development 1 server WS. This folder we have created, and then we have followed the further steps. You need to change the perspective of work item, and you need to accept this invitation. Here you can use the same thing, except you need to change the user ID and password as per your application. Then follow the steps. Then you need to change load this RTC extension server workspace. So from where you will get this option, first of all you need to change the perspective to Java. Open this project area, go inside the my source control, my workspace, this and here from where you can click on load. I have already loaded it, so it's showing as loaded. Then follow all the steps. You need to copy this scr and services.xml from the installation directory where you have installed the GTS or your CCM application or ELM application. Now for the next step, you need to click on file, import plugin inside plugin development, plugins and fragments. From where you will get this option, you need to go here, file, import, inside plugin development, plugins and fragments. We have used both one in further steps. Now next, you need to select the subscript packages. Perform the steps. Follow all the steps. So here now we are checking the debugging. So you will set some debugger point, one of the method that is on the first line of the active service info detail method. Now when clicking on debug configuration, we will run the debug liberty server and we'll check it whether debugging is happening or not here in this path. So you can follow these steps for debugging. Now next step is for testing the JT debug server. So first of all we need to run the RTC test database. Make sure that it will show green color, whole green color, and run as 3 by 3. That means all should be successful. So your plugin development environment will be set up correctly. If it shows whole green color and successfully is completed like 3 by 3. And now we need to run this JT RTC server. Whenever you have to run JT server, then you need to run this one. Right, once you have set it, then you can access this URL for your JT server and you can provide license. So we'll check it. Go to plugin development environment. We will start the JT server now. So how you can start it? Run. Here you can already get the option as you have already done all the configurations. Run as JT server. So wait for some time until and unless it will show as JT server started. It is 7443 port started. So it has started. We will refresh this page. We will maximize this so that it will be clearly visible to you guys. Wait for some time to load. Sorry, I have not put the URL. Localhost colon 7443 slash charge z slash admin. Yes. Initiate is taking time to load. Wait for some time. It will start soon. Now we need to provide the user ID and password as test-admin. This one. Make sure there should be no white spaces. Sorry, maybe I copied it wrongly. Use the username and password same. That is test-admin. Just a second. We'll copy this URL. Now again copy this, or you can type also test as admin1. so there will be no issue for white spaces. Now click on login. We can check it which server has been installed here on GT server, that is 7.02. Same server, right? Now move to next step. Now we're going to follow the same kind of steps for the client SDK, right? Similarly, we're going to open this Eclipse dev 1 client, but this time we are using different workspace, that is dev 1 client WS. So basically for different type of plugin development, we are using different types of SDK. Same steps, window preferences, we need to select this workspace as text file encoding as UTF-8. This one target platform steps. Follow the same steps as mentioned in the document. Don't worry guys, I am going to share this document with you all. Now next step is to finalize the setup. So here you need to open this Eclipse step 1 client WS. Open this perspective as work items. We already checked how to open perspective of work items, and click on accept team invitation. So when you're doing it for the first time in this workspace, you will get this option when you open the perspective of work items. So just click on accept team invitation. Make sure you're using the correct details, like correct URL. We need to follow the lab 1 only for plugin development environment. Now perspective, this one. Then client workspace, same, follow the same steps to load it. And inside this TMX Eclipse, you need to select this one, client feature, debug configuration, you need to edit, and you can now start the server. So that's all. Thanks for watching. I hope you liked the video. Please do like, share and subscribe to my YouTube channel.